This is the Hullabalook SofaSizer experience, and the implementation that we're looking at here is currently live on the Made.com website. And the way that we've built this experience is by ingesting Made.com's product data feed into our platform and then enriching all of the data in such a way that it allows us to search through their sofas catalogue in some really cool, innovative ways. So here we're using the product dimensions of the height and width to drive our search. And you can see as we're doing that, the product grid underneath is constantly updating to show us the most relevant products at the top of the page. And so even in the small amount of time that I've been speaking, we've seen 300 or 400 sofas, and you can imagine how long it would have taken to expose a user to so many sofas across the catalogue on a conventional PLP journey, where usually the user has to go in and out of lots of different navigation menus, filters across different pages, whereas we believe fundamentally that this is how a PLP should work, right? It should work like a Google search. The products most relevant to you should always appear near the top of the page, because nobody ever goes through to page 2 or 3 of the Google search results. Yet on most retailers' websites, it's just as likely that you're going to find a sofa that you want to buy on page 20 as it is on page 1. So here, using our height and width criteria, and so let's say I can set a height of roughly 100 and a width of roughly 200 centimetres. We're not actually filtering out any of the products. Instead, we're constantly re-ranking all of the products in the sofa catalogue so the most relevant appear at the top. So you can see as we scroll down, we're starting to see less and less specific products relevant to our height and width criteria search. So this way customers are finding what they want to buy much quicker, and the conversion rates from their PLP go up. And we can search in a number of different ways. So one of the ways that we enrich data is through colour. So rather than relying on tags associated with data, as we load the data feed into our platform, we look at the images, and using our colour science algorithms, we extract a really precise colour from each product image for a high level of accuracy. So rather than labelling all of these products here as simply red, we know the exact shade of colour for each one of these sofas as soon as we've loaded them into our platform, and we can search for products across the catalogue using that super high level of colour specificity. So you can see as I've been clicking on darker red, we're seeing all of the darker shades appear in the product grid, whereas if I click on a lighter red, almost a light pink colour, all of those products more relevant to that shade will show up. And you might not be able to tell, it might not be immediately obvious, but we're ranking all of these swatches of each product variant in accordance with this really specific colour search criteria as well. So the most relevant product variant will appear here, followed by this sort of light grey and then dark grey, etc, etc. And we know that a lot of retailers have inspiration galleries built into their website. So this colour component here allows the retailer to store some of those inspiration gallery images, from which our tech can actually derive a colour palette based on the colours it detects inside of this image here. So you can see that we've pulled out this sort of light blue, which we can search by, these sorts of shades of grey, which are also searchable, and this lighter pink. And we can also go one step further and actually click inside the image to extract a really, really specific colour, in this case the sort of bright pink of this ottoman. And for an even more personalised experience, the user can even upload their own image. It might be maybe an image of their living room at home, and again we can derive a colour palette and then allow the user to search by those colours here. So you can imagine that a customer journey, say I want to find myself a 3-seater black sofa that fills a 2.5 metre space in my home. I can then obviously drag this size component to meet that width criteria, click on sorts of black, and I can see immediately the most relevant products to my search appear on the page.